Today we have now two students who either gone through the Generation of Promise program or are currently in the program. So we have Paul Davis, who's a current class member, and then we have Diana Kakos, who is an alum of the program. So thanks for joining me today and talking about Generation of Promise.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Yeah. So I have a number of different questions, and some of them I've asked Christine and Mike as well, but I wanted to get your perspective from the student perspective as well. So can you tell me a little bit about the program as you see it, and what was the advantage of going through it for you? And we'll start with you, Paul.
All right. Well, for starters, my school, Loyola, it's a relatively small setting, and it's predominantly African American. So that's really what I'm exposed to on a daily basis. But after entering the program and becoming accustomed to different type of ethnic backgrounds and such, it's really exposed me to a lot more opportunities. I've learned about new religions, not only my own, and it's really opening me up to a new friend base and that good stuff.
And how did you end up in the program, or how did you find out about it?
Well, one of the director administrators, he offered me the application and gave me a little information on it, and I definitely thought it'd be something I'd like to do. So.
And how about you, Diana? What made you get started with the program?
Actually, one day I had to go to the bathroom during class, and there was a sign on the door, and it was like looking for leadership opportunities, and I was like, I'm looking for leadership opportunities. So I went to the room that they told me to go to, and I asked about the program, and I thought it would be interesting. So I got the application, filled out the application, and here I am.
So you both obviously get accepted into the program. What's the first experience? Well, again, we'll start with you, Paul, but how did it all start? You walk into a room, and is it an orientation? Is it a weekend away?
Well, for starters, it was an orientation, giving us background on how the following months would proceed. But the one big thing that wowed me was the retreat, the first retreat we had. I can't remember the name of the camp that we went to, but it was all of the students, and we formed one large circle, and we went around saying our name in school. And after that, we were given name tags, and they weren't our own name tags, they were of another student, and we had to go through and involve ourselves with them and then try to find them. So that's really how I got to know a lot of them.
So what was your name?
My name was, I should know this. I don't, I'm sorry.
And how many students are there that day then? So how many of you?
I want to say approximately 60.
Wow, okay. Yeah. And how about you?
We did the same thing. The retreat was the big thing for me, where I really fell in love with the program. The significant day for me was it was 3 days. And on Saturday night, we had a time that it was tell your story. Just open up to your small group, we call them family groups, and just tell them about you. And that day was so significant for me because I learned so much about people, and people that you think have perfect lives, they don't. Yeah. There's no such thing as a perfect life, and you just learn so much about everyone, and you bond with them because you know this about them, and it's hard to open up to people. People cried, and it was emotional.
Yeah. And how did you know that you could trust your family group? I mean,
the morning before, we went through a variety of trust activities, and I guess that's kind of how I started trusting my family. And it kind of just progresses as
Can you tell
on.
us what one of those activities was?
Well, there's this big wall, and we had to figure out a way to get every single one of our team members over the wall. You can't go around, you can't go through a wall, but you just had to climb up and get everyone around. And that was scary because that wall was tall, and you had to get on people, and especially if you're afraid of heights, it's scary. So that was a good one.
Did you have the same activities?
Yes. One that was most significant to me was the low ropes course. There's a square designated, and there are ropes, steel ropes, about 3 feet high off the ground. And what you have to do is one person from your family group would stand on the ropes and they'd walk across it. And it's a thin wire, so you kind of have to support one another. So that's kind of where the trust came into play.
So were you intimidated? I mean, the night before you're leaving for the retreat, are you afraid at all? Are you?
Honestly, I didn't know what to expect.
So no fear?
Anxiety,
Maybe
but
some anxiety.
yeah, that's it.
I was definitely scared because, I mean, the people that were also chosen for my school, I wasn't really good friends with. I was friends with them, we knew each other, but I wasn't very close with them. And so I was like, I'm basically going on a retreat with 60 people that I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know how you're supposed to act or what people's impression of you will be. So I was definitely nervous.